Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner. But you already know that, don't you? Because that's why you've tuned in. Because we say the things on here that nobody dare say. Now, today, on the members area, you fortunate ones that pay you $5.99 a month are going to get to hear from a top amateur coach, Russ Gerard, from West Ham Boys Club. Is it, Russ?
That's correct, yeah.
How are you doing? How are you doing, Russ? You
Thanks.
okay?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. It's been a long while. Been 6 months, problem. I think.
Yeah. I heard you fell out of love with the sport.
Yeah, I just I needed a little break. I needed a break, and I went back on Monday night. So I had like a 2-month hiatus. But you know the old saying, absence makes the art grow fonder. A lot of boxing coaches will tell you it's like a drug. You just get drawn back into it.
Yeah,
it's my love of the sport, you know. And you just get a bit despondent with it sometimes. But I'm back at the club now. But they've managed well without me. They've got a fantastic group of coaches at the club, all very well experienced, and they're more than capable to do the job in hand without me there. But I'm just back there to give them my input, you know.
Yeah. Have you got any good prospects coming through at that club, Russ?
Yeah, plenty, loads. European gold medalists, schoolboy champions, youth champions, junior ABAs, Three Nations champions. It goes right across the board. There's a lot of talent there. We've had a good. I was concerned that after the lockdowns that we wouldn't get that many boys back at the club, but we've got a full house. It's bursting at the seams there.
Yeah. Who's the most famous boxer to come out of that club?
What, over the years?
Yeah.
It's got to be Terry Spinks, Mark Kaler, Nigel Benn, Kevin Mitchell. They all won the ABAs. Mark
Tibbs trained there, didn't he?
Yeah, Mark won the schoolboys for us. I think it was 1980. Mark went on to Repton. And
isn't that the big rival?
Yeah. West Ham and Repton are big rivals. Yeah. Mark's dad boxed for Jimmy, boxed for West Ham as well.
Yeah.
I think there's not many father and son connections that have both won national titles for the club. There's been 3 or 4 that I could think of.
Did Jimmy win one as an amateur?
Jimmy did, yeah. Jimmy won a few for us. We've got a war.
Sorry, Russ. No, I was just going to say, so Jimmy and Mark's father and son that have won then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. They are. They're one of 3 or 4 father and son partnerships. But there's a big roll of honour on the wall. So all the title winners, whenever you win a title, you go on the wall.
And why did you fall out of love with sport, Russ, if you don't mind me asking?
Probably the pandemic done it for me, and like a few little personal issues, you know.
Yeah.
So which I'd rather not go into, but I'm all good now, you know. Just want to get back into it.
Because you make a living out of being a cabbie, don't you, in London?
I'm a black cab driver, Russ. Yeah.
And are you busy with that?
Not at the moment, mate. Not at the moment.
Honestly,
no, it's hit and miss. I've got a few regulars on the go, right? But it's not great at the moment.
No, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm ticking over though. You know, the bills are paid.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Where do you? Let's talk about professional boxing at the moment.
Yeah. Go on, mate.
Where do you see? No, I don't know. Let's talk. Sorry, let's finish off with Olympics, because you'll be in a top amateur train. What do you think to how we did in Olympics?
Yeah, we've done all right. I've got to be honest with you. It was on at funny times, and I was out working, so I can't say I watched many fights.
Yeah.
Back in 2012, I saw Lomachenko and Usyk and Campbell all boxed at the XL Centre.
Yeah,
that was good. But yeah, I can't. I think we had a good medal return, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. 6 is the best we've ever done, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think about the funding up there? They get a lot of funding from lottery, but they've cut it down, haven't they, this year?
Team GB, do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's down to the pandemic, though, Russ. Everything gets blamed on the pandemic, don't it? At the moment.
Well, nobody wants to go to work. They just say they're self-isolating. But it works both ways. If you've got a speeding ticket, just say I can't come to court to defend myself because I'm self-isolating. Drag it out. And then if you drag it out 3 years, well, it's off your license, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I see where you're coming from. All right, then moving on. Professional at the moment. There's got all these YouTubers jumping up bandwagon, blah, blah, blah. But to top it off, we've got David A, 41-year-old in October, and his mate Joe Fournier, is he 40 as well? What is going on there? Is it going on Fight TV, 20 quid or something, or 25 quid or whatever? What's all that about?
What's it coming? It's just scraping the barrel, ain't it? He's a savage for £1 note, ain't he, David A? I mean, what's going on? I mean, I'll tell you what, I read a funny quote the other day. Oscar De La Hoya in 2008 said that David Hayes Britain's Muhammad Ali.
Jesus.
Google it.
Yeah, he probably will.
Any of the viewers, Google it.
He wanted to sign him, won't he?
Yeah, exactly. But it's scraping the barrel, ain't it? I mean, I'm hearing, I don't know how true it is, but a little Dickie Bird told me there could be a Bellew fight on the horizon, a trilogy.
Jeez. Oh my God.
Well, it's not one to set the art racing, is it? It's hardly like Barrera Morales or Walden Gatti, is it?
Do you know how I look at it now, right? We're scraping the barrel, and do you know what it is? People come out of the woodwork for £1 note, don't they? And they lose all their inhibitions. They lose the shit, basically. They lose their minds, frightened to death that somebody else is pinching a few quid in. Looking at them all squabble and getting the queue like a cattle market, trying to get a drink from the tap. It's embarrassing, and it gives me easy content to talk about. But we're going off the topic with boxing. We're talking about he said, she said, and who's doing this and that. And fights are not being made, Russ.
That's right.
What do you think, Russ, about Billy Joe Saunders saying he's coming back?
Billy Joe Saunders coming back?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'd like to see him come back.
Would you? Do you feel that any of these YouTubers will interview him and ask him what happened with the Canelo fight? Because they've had 16 weeks to interview him, and normally we can't get him off camera. But he's not said anything, has he? What do you think about that, Russ?
They'll interview him, but I should think it'll all be pre-scripted before they interview him. Certain questions won't get asked.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What do you think about Sam Jones' rise to power?
What, his self-confessed rise to power, you mean?
Well, I want to know why he never put a letter in via his lawyer to WBO regarding Usyk Joyce. Because they went over the time period, didn't they, where you're allowed to get your lawyers on the job and say, right, we're taking you to court because we've waited it out, we've done everything we can, and you're not making this happening. And I want to know if you think that they took step aside, or if you think that he just wanted to keep Hearn and Warren sweet so they could have an undisputed with Joshua and Fury. What do you think about the situation with Sam Jones and the WBO?
Well, it's sort of he's in the background of it all, ain't he? He's sort of like he's always like he's not a top promoter, is he? He's a manager, ain't he? So like,
advisor. He's an advisor.
Yeah, he just advises, and I think what was he number one contender? Was he Joyce?
Usyk.
What for the WBO?
Yeah, Usyk were number one and Joyce number two, and they went by the time period. And I just want to know if why nobody were putting pressure on the WBO to make it. Now, Shane McGuigan came out and he said Usyk had a bit of step aside money. So if he'd had a bit of step aside money, well, surely Joyce must have had some as well then, surely.
He must have done. He must have done.
Okay. Well, do you remember when Billy Joe Saunders took step aside money for middleweight title to step back and he let two of the, were it Andy Lee and Kid Chocolate? I'm not sure. But Billy Joe took step aside money with WBO. Frank got him that. I just wondered if the WBO had put some more step aside. I wonder if somebody else had sorted it so there was step aside money for Joyce and Usyk. Well, Usyk we know had some because Shane McGuigan said that, and he's not been sued. So did Joyce and Sam Jones take step aside? Do you think it's possible?
Sounds a bit ominous, doesn't it?
Well, if you've got a fighter that you're managing or advising, your job is to do your best for that fighter. Now, if they've not had step aside money, how come Sam Jones didn't serve papers on the WBO?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought that Joyce is ready for Usyk anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Dylan White. Now, he's been shouting off that he's been mandatory for 3 years at WBC, but I proved that he weren't going back for a year because he was ranked number 3 years ago. But Dylan White's saying he's suing WBC, but he's been saying that for 2 years. Now, we haven't seen any papers on social media and stuff like that. Has Dylan White had step aside money? Because all he's got to his name is a vacant British against Ian Lewinson. So is he another one of these businessmen before fighter? I don't know. You tell me. What do you think to that, Russ? Dylan White, the rise of Dylan White, or so to speak, in his head.
Always interested in his pay-per-view, or as Peter McDonough would call it, pay-per-poo.
Pay-per-poo. Oh, Peter McDonough. Big shout out, Peter McDonough.
Yeah.
So where do you see Dylan White in all this? He's come out today and he's saying people need to take their names out of his mouth or sign the contract because anybody who wants it can get it. He's the can man. What do you think to that?
That's ridiculous. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he probably does deserve a shot. But he's going to have to. Is he going to have to box for an eliminator to get a shot?
Probably.
None of the big boys seem to be mentioning his name. He's not on their hit list, is he?
He's calling out Fury to be champion emeritus and him to be fighting Franklin for vacant WBC. You couldn't make it up, could you, Russ?
No, you couldn't make it up. What was that hat all about that he was wearing the other week? You couldn't even see his eyes on the DAZN show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that art is now legendary. I don't know why he had it on. He was carrying off like he's a big roadman yardie. He is a yardie because he's born in Jamaica, but he's not a roadman. I saw Povetkin put him into orbit. So yeah, I don't know.
That wasn't in the script, was it? So
no.
When he won the second fight, he done what he had to do. He done what it said on the tin, what he should have done in the first place. But he talks a great fight, don't he? But you know, will it happen with the big boys?
Yeah. Who do you see training Dylan White moving forward? Because he keeps going through trainers like he does boxer shorts.
He'd probably get an American trainer.
You think?
Yeah, probably. I didn't know he didn't have a trainer at the moment. Well,
it's up in the air, isn't it? Who his trainer is? He's used Caldwell. He's had Mark Tibbs, Jonathan Banks. Who did he have when he first turned pro? Somebody down your way, wasn't it? He started at Miguel's, didn't he?
Miguel's, yeah. I can't remember, Russ, if I'm honest with you.
Wait, Don Charles? I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that.
Don Charles trains over Mill Hill, over northwest London way.
Is he?
Yeah.
What do you think about Derek Chisora and David the Whore Hay parting company?
Who wants to manage Chisora anyway? I think he's self-manage himself, won't he? Who's going to want to touch him?
He's 11 losses. Do you want to see Parker versus Chisora too? Because I don't.
No way.
Would you pay for that on pay-per-view?
No. I'll get the fire stick out though.
Go on, lad. Get up there, fire stick. Okay. Boxing pundits, do you feel that they're not telling us what's really going on when they're in positions to tell us that? You know, when they're on TV, do you feel that they're too busy trying to sell the shows to the fans instead of just telling us what's going on with the action and stuff? What do you think, Ross?
Yeah, they're told what to say. It's all scripted, isn't it? It's all premeditated. You just know what they're going to say, don't you? It's always the house fighter, ain't it? It's always the home fighter who gets all the credit.
Yeah, it's not.
They never discredit the home fighter or criticise him.
Yeah, it's not good, mate, is it? It's not good. What do you think is going to happen with these DAZN pundits? You know, we've got Darren Barker, Mike Costello, Chris Lloyd, Tony Bellew. Do you feel that it's all like a roster of Hearn's chums?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah. What did you think of Mike Costello's commentary? I mean, he's good on BBC Radio.
He's good on radio, but yeah, go on.
Like he's a bit conservative on the TV, like he is on the radio. So he don't overdo it with the narratives, does he?
Well, they all want to get paid. They all want to get paid, don't they? I mean, let's look at it like this, right? I've heard Dave Caldwell's on the reserve list for DAZN. You know, if anybody pulls out or they're on holiday or they're ill or they get COVID, he's one of the backup guys.
Being a TV commentator, you've got to have, you've got to have a bit of character about you. And he sounded a little bit flat with his commentary. He
did, mate. He did.
I'd like to see him chuck a few narratives in. Do you know what I mean? Because it does, like the great Reg Gutteridge. He was brilliant at it, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean? Harry Carpenter, even Ian Darke. I like Ian Darke. Like, if he weren't with BT Sports still doing the football, I'd like to see him come back into boxing. He's a brilliant commentator.
Yeah, he is.
But some of them pundits that they're told what to say, ain't they?
Yeah. What do you think about them birds that are there? That Mayor Jammer who ain't got a clue, who we're calling Tommy McCarthy, Paul McCartney.
No.
That Laura Woods is not bad, is she, as a sport?
No, Laura Woods is good. She's a very good, experienced presenter. I mean, she's a bit of eye candy for the boxing fans, but it's all scripted as well. She's told what questions to ask, but she's good at what she does. I don't know about this other girl, Maya Jammer. You know what I mean? I'd like to see a male presenter and let the girls do the, like when they do the interviews before and after, but have a male presenter.
What do you feel about Spencer Fearon coming out on social media and defending Maya Jammer, saying she's the real deal and people should get off her back and that?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. No. Do you feel that in making them comments, he's just saying it just to back somebody up and get brownie points? So what do you think? Yeah,
brownie points, ain't it? Hey, he probably wants to be the next guest on the show, but ain't he tied to MTK?
Yeah, he'll not get on DAZN or like that, Sky. He'll not work with Matchroom. He's burnt up. He burnt his bridges, Spencer. How are you doing, Spencer X? I know you remember. He burnt his bridges when he said that Oscar Rivers failed a drug test as well as Dillian. Well, that's where Sky cut him off then. He was on his way out then. I broke the story on it and everybody said, okay, you're making it up. Spencer's part of fixtures and fittings at Sky. Well, he fucking wasn't, was he? They got rid. Okay. What do you see happening with Daniel Dubois now, Russ?
I think he should probably go to a European title shot or something. Yeah. Oh, it's a European.
Pardon?
Tony Yoga. European title. Somewhere down the line. maybe another couple of fights for him.
Yeah.
Because he's and then he might be entitled to an eliminator or a world title shot.
Yeah.
All these world title eliminators seem to get bypassed, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I've noticed that. I
don't know how he's getting on with his new trainer, Shane.
Oh, Shane, no.
McGuigan.
Why was he training?
Who's Daniel? Who's training Daniel now?
Oh, yeah, Shane, innit? Shane McGuigan, innit? Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, sorry, yeah. Daniel Dubois, yeah.
I don't know how he's getting on with him.
I would have liked to have seen Jim McDonald train him, actually. Because he trained Danny Williams, didn't he?
Yeah, Jim's, yeah.
RBI, Scott Welsh, Danny Williams. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens moving forward. What do you think about women's boxing at the moment, Russ?
I mean, I'd like to see Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields fight. I'd like to see that one.
There ain't any more you want to see, though, is there?
Not really. I missed the fishnet turnout the other day.
Oh my gosh, Ebony Bridges.
Where was the Gad? He weren't even there, was he?
He were in a dressing room waiting for her, wasn't
he? Yeah. Yeah. Popping Viagra.
The Gad. I've just sent a video out an hour ago. Rise of the Gad. No, yeah. Is it right? Yeah, no. The End is Near, it's called. It's got a picture of the Gad on front. Have you seen it?
Just not. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, the seediest man in boxing ever.
Yeah.
The Seed King.
The Seed King.
He makes me feel sick. He really does.
Yes.
What's he all about, the geezer? He just. I've got no words to describe it, really. He just does my head in. He really does.
Yeah. Do you see out of Mark Kaler?
No, he lives in the States.
Yeah.
I spoke to him via an email a couple of years ago. I've got some couple of old photos with him.
Yeah.
With Mark. Funny enough, while we're on the subject of Mark, I could tell you that the best fight I ever saw was Mark Kaler v Errol Christie.
Yeah.
Bonfire night, 1985 at Wembley Arena.
Wembley Arena.
British title eliminator. I think 25 grand was the purse that they had to split. And there were 7 knockdowns. If you haven't seen that fight, or if anyone hasn't seen it,
yeah.
Go and watch it. Best fight I ever saw.
Errol Christie, when he were coming through, were tipped to be a Ray Leonard, wasn't he?
That's right. He was.
He won everything, didn't he, Errol Christie?
Yeah. I see him fight at
the
Ali Pally. I've seen him fight at Ali Pally against a guy called Sean Mannion. That was in 1986. And Tyrrell Biggs boxed on that bill. Do you remember him?
Tyrrell Biggs or Mike Tyson knocked out.
Yeah, one of the 5 gold medalists
Olympics,
from America.
yeah. Mark Breland, Tyrrell Biggs, Meldrick Taylor, all them lot, wasn't it? Yeah.
Pernell Whitaker and Evander Holyfield.
Pernell Whitaker. If Holyfield got bronze, but he got fighted at tournament, didn't he? Because he got robbed, didn't he, against that Kevin Barry, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a good fighter, but Mike Tyson, he beat Mike Tyson at Olympic trials, didn't he? But Mike Tyson smashed him up, didn't he, in pros?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right then, Russ. Well, listen, thanks for coming on. You've been a real tonic. Nice to see you. Keep your chin up. Keep your chin at weight boxing. It's hard work. I know. I get like that, mate. At times, it's hard. It is hard, mate. And you know, when we're seeing sport go in a different direction. I mean, Brooke Khan, they're talking on Sky now, a 2-fight deal. I mean, this is the word I'm hearing around here, like around Sheffield this morning. And
we need a few we
It's
need some of
shocking.
these small. We need a few small shows, don't we? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, like in the old town halls and like York Hall and places like that, little with a 2,000 capacity. Do you know what I mean? Get some of these youngsters out fighting.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of action going on at the moment, is there?
No, there ain't, mate. There ain't. But okay, Russ. Well, listen, keep in touch. Thanks for coming on, and thank your other half for sorting your computer out for you, mate.
Thanks, Russ.
You keep
All right.
in touch, and I'll speak to you later.
All the best, Russ. Take care, mate.
All the best. Cheers, mate.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
mate. Thank
Bye.
you.